Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Oh my gosh. This day has not gone how I thought it would at all. This day has not gone as planned at all. But I have to tell you, the cutest thing right now, I'm literally sitting here with 2 ducks in the yard eating, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ducks in the street out there like cleaning themselves in the water from the street, because about an hour ago, I didn't even know we were supposed to get rain today. Caroline and I were driving around. Well, I'll get to that in just a second. Caroline and I were driving around today, and I said, it would be such a great day for the pool. And she was like, well, do you want me to take you back and so you can go to the pool? Because it ended up going longer than I thought today was going to go. And I was like, no, I'm having such a good time being with you and getting out of the house. I said, let's just, let's just enjoy the day. I can go to the pool some other day. So anyway, so I had no idea it was supposed to rain today. Now I've been getting messages from people that are like, you need to watch Ryan Hall, the weather YouTuber, because he's talking about severe weather coming your way, which I didn't know anything about. And it's been pouring down rain for like the last hour. I didn't even know it was gonna rain. So I was sitting inside, and I just like sat down. This is the only video I ended up filming today because I got back so late from like being with Caroline that I couldn't film any videos for today other than this. And so I was sitting there and I was like looking through stuff and making lists and whatever. And Alex came in, and when he came in, I heard the garage door open when he was coming in. And then he came in and he like came over and gave me a kiss. And it was like so silent in the house. And I was like, is it raining? He goes, oh yeah, it's pouring down rain. Did you not know that? I go, I was just getting ready to go feed the birds. So I opened the garage door to come out here and feed the birds because almost all 3 of the bird feeders are completely empty right now. And then the finch feeder is like probably a 1/4 of the way from being empty. Oh, there's Shorty. I can always tell because he kind of cocks his head a little bit to the side. So I was like, I gotta put these bird feeders out. But it was pouring down rain until literally like 5 minutes before I came out here. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get the vlog done and then I will go feed the bird feeders here in just a second. So, and put all the bird feed down and stuff like that. So yeah, all the bird feeders are empty except for the finch feeder. Do you guys want to see all the ducks? So if you guys didn't see this, yesterday on my Instagram, I posted this picture. Hold on a second, let me show you. Find it. I posted this picture on my Instagram yesterday of the ducks. Because we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ducks in our yard yesterday. I don't know if you can see it really. You can't really. I mean, there's like some of them sitting in a circle. So I had all those ducks up there, and then this little bunny rabbit. Is he not so cute? Look at him. So anyway, right now, let me show you all the ducks. I can't like go over there, but there's like, there's 4 in the yard and all these little birds, and then they're in the street and stuff like that. Look at this. We are literally like duck central. Look at that. There's little birds, there's ducks everywhere. Ducks in the street. Isn't that so hilarious? What's so funny is I spread all of the food all over the yard. But they don't usually go the other side of the tree. I put it over there too. They only go over there. I don't know why it is. So that's Shorty to the very, like, I don't know if you can see him, like, here, I'll show you Shorty. That's Shorty right there. You can see he's a little bit shorter than the other ones. They don't ever pay him no mind. Poor little Shorty. So, okay, first of all, they moved all of our furniture out here after the painting got done. I guess the painting is, like, not completely done. They moved all of our furniture that was in the yard. Well, this stupid table, I cannot, it is like, I don't know what's going on with it. It just will not get solid. It just rocks back and forth. So, I'm like afraid that it'll be rocking when the camera's on it. But anyway, so out here, when they painted, I asked them if they needed me to move the furniture, and they're like, no, not at all, we'll do it. So they moved it, but they moved it down there, and they switched these chairs. That's the broken chair. Do you remember me talking about this? So that's the broken chair. It doesn't like glide as easily like that. So one night, I think it was when I came back from my walk, I switched them out because I thought they were done up here. But then they weren't because they had to do the door and they had to do the trim. So then they moved them all over that way. And when they did, Like, now I'm, like, too close to this table. It's driving me crazy. I'm too close to this table. I gotta, like, stand out there. Alex is the one that, like, fixes it better than I do. I can't put anything on this table because, look, just rocks back and forth. So, anyway, I have another one of these in the garage in a box. So, I need to, that's project coming up, is doing that and doing the new chair. So, anyway, but, like, this chair, I know it probably doesn't look it on camera. It's just not in the right position. Like, they had moved it, and when I would rock it, it would hit the wall back there. So I have it out far enough. But if you have it out too far, then you can't get out of the front door and walk down the walkway. So I can tell, like, the chair is off by, like, 1.5 inches just because of how I sit. Like, I feel like I'm too far over this way. Here, I'll show you. So, like, I feel like I'm, like, too far over this way, like, sitting here on the path. I usually am, like, a little bit more like that. So anyway, it doesn't really matter. I need to move. I need to move this furniture on the bed. But so my neighbor today, Laura, texted me. This is a big deal, I guess. This is what I woke up to today. So my neighbor 2 down, they didn't have to paint our doors. Like, you didn't have, like, you could paint your own door. They could paint our door. Originally, I thought we were going to paint our own door. I think I talked about it over here. I didn't know that Alex had talked to them. Alex had, because he had asked me originally. I was like, dude, like, tell him whatever. I don't really care. Like, I don't care about the door. The door can stay the same. It doesn't matter to me. Oh, it was so funny because yesterday I said, does anybody notice anything new? I can't remember who said it, but somebody was like, the door, the door. But anyway, so he talked to them like 2 weeks ago or something and said that he wanted the door the same color as the wall. Alex loves the color, the gray color. He loves it. Caroline today, she goes, it needs to be darker. I'm like, Caroline, she is always so, like, even on her own house, she'll be like, yeah, we got the whole house painted. It's like a little bit off. I would have liked it a little bit more than this. So I woke up today. So anyway, with the doors, like, you could paint your own door. They could paint the door the trim color, or they could, which was that color, which that would be like white on white. I didn't want that. Or they could paint it like the color of the gray, or you could pick a color out and buy the paint, and they would paint it for you. That was one of the other options. Or you could just hire somebody later and paint it. I thought that's what we were doing until Alex told me. I didn't realize he had to have this conversation with them. So that's why they painted the door a couple days. Well, was that yesterday? I don't remember when they painted the door. Yesterday, I think. So anyway, I woke up today to Laura texting me saying that, hold on a second. That they painted my neighbor 2 doors down. And she said they weren't supposed to. And I was like, is she mad? And she just was talking about how, like, apparently it was like miscommunication. Like, she hadn't spoken to them and told them that she didn't want it done, and they didn't ask if she did, and so they just did it anyway. But she doesn't care because she ordered a new door anyway, so she's getting a brand new door on the house, which I need to talk to her about that because I would be really interested, because we have wanted a completely different door for a front door. I didn't know that you could do that. Like, those are things that you have to run by the HOA, like if you're going to get a whole new door, or I mean, she is one of those people that I admire her so much in this neighborhood. She's like my age, and she's flipped houses and stuff like that. She's like, she'll buy a house, flip it she's done that for years and lived in it. So she knows a lot about this stuff. Well, she has the exact same walkway that we do. And at the end of it, I think I showed it on here one time. She would let me film it. She wouldn't care. So I'll show you guys sometime. But she has like a black cemetery wrought iron fence in front. It's gorgeous. And then when you walk in here, like all of this where we have, like, see where we have all the mulch and stuff like that and the hostas? Hers is all like concrete, and then she has like stones and stuff over there. And then she's got big it looks like a VIP section at like a club in Miami. Like when you go outside. It's beautiful how she has it done. She has big ferns and stuff like that. Shorty walked away and then he just came back. Hi, Shorty. Do they know you're my favorite? He just like walk. You can tell how he walks that it's Shorty. He's so sweet. So anyway, But she just kind of does what she wants. Like, I think there was another fence in there, and then I can't remember how she explained it to me. I asked her not too long ago. But then she got the fence she wanted. Well, my mom always, like, around the house that I grew up in, and also here, she wanted one of those, like, wrought iron, you know those old school, like, black cemetery fences? My mom wanted one out here, because it privatizes it. I mean, I don't know that today I would really want one, because I love, like, walking out in the yard and seeing my neighbors and stuff like that. It does isolate it. If you see down there, well, she's behind a huge tree, too, but it isolates it, like, if she sat on her porch like I do, she couldn't see any neighbors because she couldn't see any neighbors because there's so much foliage that's going. She's got trees and stuff out like right here, but it's like, so for her it's really like a front patio that's like a back patio. I mean, it's like a private patio. It's really, really nice. But she got this fence. I don't think she ever asked for approval. She just did it. I mean, one day, I think it was a smaller, shorter fence. Now it's like this high. And it's for her dogs and stuff like that, so they can't get out. But it's a gorgeous fence. The whole area is so beautiful. So anyway, but I love that she kind of does stuff and she doesn't ask anybody. She just does it. And like 9 times out of 10, they never say anything to her. So she apparently ordered a new door, so she doesn't really care if they painted it anyway. But then Laura was texting me about that. And then she sent me a picture of this paint. And she said, this is what they use for our trim, I believe. And she said, and that ain't no damn alabaster on our trim, is what she said. We were joking because, so she's got to have boards replaced on her patio. So they're going to replace them later in the summer. I do feel bad for her, like this kind of sucks. So they're not coming back to do like repairs until later in the summer. So they're going to do the repairs and then next summer paint her patio. So they painted the edges of it, like the railing and stuff, but the ground is like it's just brown boards that are kind of warped and stuff like that, where they power washed all the paint off of it. So we all have brand new painted patios. Our patio looks gorgeous. It's done. It's the color of this gray. So it looks really, really nice. Now I kind of wish we had got a new couch and stuff like that. Alex's mom got this beautiful couch and love seat set for her patio at her new condo. And I think Carlos and Liliana got it for Mother's Day, or they helped her set it up. I don't know, but her patio is gorgeous. And it's longer than ours is, but it's really beautiful. And she's these like light blue seats out there. It's really cute. And I think she got it for pretty cheap at Home Goods or something. So I don't know, maybe we'll still look. I don't know, and see. But our furniture out there, I mean, it might as well just be in the trash. It's destroyed. The couch is destroyed. The table's destroyed. It's all destroyed. And it's not just from them moving stuff around. I mean, it was already, like, so it's this, like, cheap kind of, like, fake wicker. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you can, like this. But we've had it for, like, 6 or 7 years, and it's warped. And then it was sitting out in the yard for weeks on end. And so, you know, like, it was getting moved around a lot. Their furniture was older too, and so she was like, we're just gonna buy new furniture. She's like, it's damaged at this point. We just need to throw it away. It's just, I mean, it's not even usable furniture at this point. But they stacked it all back up on the patio, so the patio's done. So the painters are done out here. So that's done, the landscaping's done. It was so funny because when Caroline pulled up today, like I got in the car and she was saying something about the bird feeders, and I said, did you even notice that I got the landscaping done? And she goes, oh, you did. She goes, it looks really nice. And she goes, you need to pop a color in there. I said, Caroline, listen, you were coming for me that I hadn't gotten and she started laughing so hard. I mean, she always sees everything from like a critical eye, like a realtor's eye is how she sees it. Like, you need to do this and this. The other thing is, Caroline's house, I don't really know how to explain it, but like every detail of her house is so like exactly how she wants it, and it looks so perfect. But it's also a very lived-in house. Like, okay, Caroline does not even, I know at least one of you will relate to this. Caroline wants an air fryer so bad, but she doesn't want an air fryer because then she has to keep it on her counter, and she doesn't keep any appliances on her counter. It's like no blender, no toaster, it all goes underneath. She's got an entire area where she keeps all of her appliances. My Aunt Kathy did the same thing. No coffee maker on the counter. The coffee maker in the house in the Keurig is in Mike's office. So if you want coffee, like, you have to go like to Mike's office, and like David or Michael make you a cup of coffee if you want a cup of coffee. I think they do bring out the coffee pot like at the holidays and make like a coffee pot. But anyway, Caroline's so funny with that stuff. She gets up every morning and she spends like an hour when she gets up, like wiping. I mean, her house is always clean, always spotless. Wiping down the counters, all this. I mean, But it's a very lived-in clean. Like, there's nowhere that you would feel like when I was growing up, I don't know if you'll remember this, but like people would have like the living room and then the fancy living room, and you would go to somebody's house and they'd be like, we don't go in that room. And it would always be real, like in retrospect, real tacky furniture. It's kind of like, to be honest with you, it was such a common thing when I was growing up. I watched this movie last night that took place in '87. They played New Order, Bizarre Love Triangle. And somebody recommended this movie to me over here. And I was like, the music in it is fantastic. It's all the music I listened to in high school. So anyway, but I think it's kind of like when they do these movies that are retrospectives about the 80s, it's like one thing they never include in a movie. And I don't know if you grew up like in my era, the two things that were super, super common were the dining room, or not the dining room, the living room. You usually would walk into a house and it would be like the staircase, and the dining room would be to like the right or the left, and on the other side would be the fancy living room. Where like, if like a boss would come visit, you'd sit there and entertain them, or like a grandparent or something. But then in the back, next to the kitchen, would be the living room, which was usually some brown or orange color. With a big console TV, and that's where everybody hung out. Nobody ever went to that fancy living room. And they'd tell you, you go over there and be like, oh, we don't go in that room. You have to take your shoes off for that room. You don't go in there. It's like one thing they never show in movies, ever, the fancy living room. And the other thing is the rec rooms. Do you guys remember rec rooms back in the day? Not basements, rec rooms, like recreational rooms. And they always had that like really, like the furniture was always, it was brown and orange and yellow too. I feel like every rec room I ever went into. And they'd always have like these horrible wooden tables, and they'd always have like some big couch down there, not a sectional even, because we weren't at that point yet, but like some old couch, you know, from grandma's house or something. And then they'd have that carpet, and a lot of it was kind of like plaid. It'd be like I can see like red and purple plaid, I can see like orange and brown plaid. It was cheap carpet. Do you know what I'm talking about? For a rec room. And then like if you would go over to somebody's house, like I can remember my friend, her brother was like 3 years older, so when we were in high school, he would buy her any liquor he wanted, but then we had to drink it there, and he'd say, no alcohol leaves this house. And she dated this guy that was in his grade, I think maybe 4 years older than us. Yeah, because he was 20, her boyfriend was 21 when we were in high school. I think she was 18 when we were seniors, so 18, 19. Yeah, maybe 3 years older. She dated this guy. She ended up marrying this guy. Anyway, but her basement looked just like that. And her parents would be like, oh, I don't care if people drink over here, but they don't leave the house. Like, they drink and they stay overnight. I always thought that was so weird. I knew quite a few parents like that. When my mom found out about that years later, my mom was so fit to be tied. When she found out that, like, I would go over to parents' houses, and they'd be like, it's fine if you drink, but you're not leaving here. Like, you're going to stay here overnight. I wouldn't say I had tons of friends like that, but I had enough. I probably had 3 or 4 different friends whose parents would be like, yeah, you guys can drink over here in the basement, the rec room, but you're not leaving. Like, you're all sleeping down there, and we're taking your keys and stuff like that. Like, you're not leaving the house. I had a couple parents like that. I had this friend of mine. Okay, my friend, this is such a funny story. My friend from elementary, junior high, high school, college, and graduate school. So her other best friend all the way through, well, probably through high school, not college and graduate school. She wasn't really friends with her anymore after that, was the girl I was just telling you about. Her parents were real wild too. They were always out. So like we got to just party at her house in the rec room down the basement that overlooked the golf course. But anyway, so when we were like in 7th grade or something like that, I did not know them at the time the story happened. I found out, well, I mean, I knew my friends, but I wasn't like doing social stuff with them outside of school. So, I mean, all 3 of us all went to school like 1st grade on. So my one friend told her mom that she was staying over at the other girl's house. Maybe they were like 8th grade. I don't know, but anyway. And then basically they told each other's moms that they were staying at the other girl's house, when they weren't at all. They were staying at some dude's house, okay? Well, my one friend, back in the day, the 2 things, I had neither one of these. My dad was like, no, on both of them. And I didn't even really ask that hard. But the 2 things that cool teenagers had in the 80s were mopeds and beepers, okay? Those were like the things. That's kind of something else you don't see in movies a lot either. Like, everybody had a pager, a beeper. My dad was like, he'd always say, no, pagers are for drug dealers, you don't need them. When I was dealing drugs, I never had a pager, and I was not a good drug dealer at all. I had my home phone number. I mean, everybody that I was dealing with called me on my home phone number, on the wraparound phone, when I was in my apartment. I was a bad drug dealer, and I used all of my own stuff, and then I ended up owing people money, and that's a whole other story. But anyway, all of a sudden, kind of a cool air just came out. I was really worried I wasn't going to get my walk-in tonight, but it's starting to cool down a little bit. And I actually think, oh, there's that little, people now are telling me that it's not a woodpecker. She flew away. She's a female carpenter. Carpenter? Karen Carpenter? Oh my God, I'm calling that bird Karen Carpenter. We've only just begun to live. Rainy days and Mondays. I love the Carpenter so much. I love them so much. But anyway, Shorty's still out there eating. So my friends, they told each of their moms that they were... I can tell you guys some stories right now. This coffee is so good. Where did we get this coffee today? What was that place called? Caroline just pulled in this place. It literally said like coffee something on the outside of it. Like coffee. It was something cutesy. Because I wanted Miriam's coffee. She's like, we're not driving all the way over there today. And she said, I told you I would get it for you on my way over if you wanted it. I forgot to ask her. I really wanted the espresso tonic. She wasn't getting it for me today. So she pulled into this place. I can't remember what it was called. They put the iced coffee like in this paper cup though. And then it kind of got like diluted. So when I got home, I put it in this because I had some left. So anyway, this is really good. It's very, very strong.
Is that the duck farm?
Listen. Be not. Oh, did you see that? That's Shorty. They attacked Shorty. Why did they do it? Leave Shorty alone. They're like pecking like his feathers off of his back. The one. Did you see that? They're fighting over you. She's way over on the other side. They said hot mama's out here. They're fighting over you. Did you get any good coupons? I haven't seen geese in a while. It's cooling down a little bit though. Alright, let me get this done. She's standing there holding the newspaper over her head. I felt bad for her. It's not even raining anymore. She's like holding this coupon newspaper over her head. I hope you have a cozy mystery night. She said I might. She's so cute. I love her so much. What was I gonna tell you? I'm like, okay, so I started watching this movie last night. It got late. I finished, okay. So let me tell you the story first, and then I'll maybe go into some other high school stories. So, these friends of mine in high school, well, it was before I was like really good. I mean, the one friend of mine, I was friends with her, but like in school, we didn't really like start doing stuff on a social level until like 10th grade. And then she became like my best friend, and all through college and graduate school and stuff. She picked me up from treatment and everything. Anyway. So this was her other friend, who was part of our friend group, who I had also known since first grade as like a classmate, and we were friends, and she was nice to me and stuff like that. Well, they were wild, okay? I mean, wild like in 6th grade, they were wild. This might have been like 6th or 7th grade. Now, there was an age you had to be to have a moped. I don't know, whatever age you had to be to have a moped, that's what they were. So my one friend had a moped. They both had pagers, okay? They were trouble. And so, they told their mom... They told both their moms that they were going to each other's house, and so neither of the moms checked. And so this show I was watching last night, the girl goes back in time and to 1987, and she goes to check into the school, and she says she's an exchange student, and she's like, and in the principal's office, they're like, oh, here's your schedule. And she's like, you don't need to like check me out or anything. And they're like, what do you mean check? Like, it was so like that back in the day. Like, I don't remember parents checking in with, I mean, my mom might have, because my mom was kind of hardcore about that stuff, but she also trusted me. Like, I didn't have a curfew in high school. My parents trusted me, which is crazy when I think about it, you know? But anyway, but a lot of parents wouldn't call parents immediately. I mean, they were really close, these two girls. So, and their moms knew each other and stuff. So, it wasn't like they were going to call each other, you know, they just trusted them. So anyway, but they are coming home from this dude's house. Something happened. I can't remember what happened to this dude's house. So they're going over to like my friend's older sister's apartment. Okay, it's like her sister's like 10 years older. So if they were like 15, she was 25 to stay there for the night. And her sister was gonna like lie for her, right? So they're going and they're crossing like this major street, and they're on this like moped. Okay, and it's the two of them on this moped at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And like it was like one of their grandmas. Because I can remember she said, why was my grandma out so late? She didn't even be out that late. They got in so much trouble. The grandma selling this moped. Well, she didn't say anything until the next day. It was like a Saturday, because like the next day was like a Sunday, and they were doing like some family dinner, and the grandma was there, and she's like, well, what did you girls do last night? And they were like, oh, we just watched movies, and we were over at her house. And she's like, oh, that's interesting, because I saw you like 10 miles up the street on your mopeds last night at 2 o'clock in the morning. They got so busted. They got so busted. That story was so fun. So anyway, last night watching TV, I didn't really know what I wanted to watch. And so I was watching like Love After Lockup. I'll be real honest with you. Okay, so Love After Lockup season 2 goes like this. Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup, then a new Love After Lockup with all new people, and then Life After Lockup with some of the old people and some of the new people. The second part of Love After Lockup season 2, I'm real over it. I mean, you would almost kind of consider it Love After Lockup season 3, but it's not. I'm real over it. I'm like, the people are boring. They're real problematic. There's this gal named Lacey, and she only dates convicts, and she's got these 2 dudes. One just got out of prison. He's real nice, and his name's Shane. I know somebody's already watched this and is going to tell me everything, but then she's engaged this guy named John. She finally tells him. The Shane guy is like, she's 28, and he's like 21. He's been incarcerated since he was like 17 or 18. And he's real sweet to her. The John guy's not very nice, and she thinks she might have a kid with this one guy, and then her dad's flipping out about it. So there's that storyline. Then there was this guy, and he went to prison for, he's real good looking. He went to prison for bank robbery. And his girlfriend is like pushing so hard for them to get married and them to have babies. I think her name's Cheryl. I can't remember what his name is. But anyway, and his mom doesn't like her because apparently she's tried to sleep with the mom's boyfriend or something. It's real messy. And she lives in Texas, and he lives in Washington or Oregon or something like that. And she's wanting to get married like now. And he's like, we'll get married. And he's real patient with her. And she's like, when? He's like, I've been out of prison for 3 days. And she's like, yeah, that's long enough. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy town. And then who else is on there? Oh, this Andrea woman. I feel so bad for her. This Andrea woman, she just don't get it. She's like my age, and she's dating this dude that's like 20 years younger than her, which whatever, but she's like, she thinks that he is sleeping with, well, first of all, he's on the run, okay? At the end of the episode I watched, he got arrested. There's marshals out looking for him because he never went back to the halfway house. She asks him when he gets out of jail, do you want a BJ or a steak first? And he says a steak, and then she gets her feelings hurt because he don't want a BJ from her. Let me show you some clips from Love After Lockup that I sent to Nikki last night, because I love these clips so much. So anyway, this gal, Andrea, okay, I can't remember what her boyfriend's name is, but anyway, she don't care that he's on the run, okay? She don't care that he didn't go back to the halfway house. She don't care that he needs money from her. Oh my God, the bunny just came over there. Well, hi, bunny. Oh my, you guys, I have to show you this. The bunny literally just went out there in the middle of all these ducks. Oh no, can you see? He's hopping away. I mean, this is like craziness. He literally, like, the bunny just hopped right across the walkway. And then he's on the other side of the tree. Can you see him over there? There he is. Look at him over there. They just all, like, hang out here and eat. They are so funny. They did not know what to do with the carrots at first. There's like 3 or 4 bunnies that come out here at night. They did not know what to do with the carrots at first. I kept on asking Nikki because she had a bunny. And I was like, Nikki, I'm so confused on like why they won't. At first they wouldn't eat the carrots. I was like, I'm so confused as to why they won't eat the carrots. And she was, why does this look like it's completely like our house is like crooked? She was like, I don't know. She was like, bunnies love carrots. They must not be used to it. But the dandelions, when I have dandelions, whenever I can find them, like natural out in the wild. I mean, not any that aren't, but like I'm not talking about the dried ones that I bought with the flour mix. I'm talking about, I would just like, if I was walking and I found dandelions, I put them at the end of the walk. They were gone like in an hour. Those bunnies would eat them up. But they wouldn't eat the carrots at first. Now I put the carrots down and they are gone. Like they eat them up like right away. And it's the craziest thing, and I'm just like blown away that they do it, you know? And so anyway, I don't know what took them a while to figure out the carrots. Okay, where am I at on time? Because I don't want to start showing you these clips. Okay, so anyway, last night I was watching episodes of Love After Lockup. I want to show you these clips in just a second because this woman cracked me up. First of all, can somebody find who this woman is? Her name is Amy, and she works in housekeeping at this hotel where Andrea's boyfriend works. Okay, hold on a second. So, oh my Lord, they all just flew away. What just happened? That scared the hell out of me. What just happened? Oh my God, did you hear that? There's like literally nothing out there in the yard. There's no bunnies, there's no squirrel, there's no birds. Like every duck that was out there just flew away. And they weren't attacking each other. I thought it's usually when somebody's like walking down the street, but there's nobody coming down the street. It's starting to rain again, but that wouldn't be. I literally have no idea what just happened. That was so freaky. They'll come back here in just a second. Could you guys hear that? Okay, so anyway, so this Andrea, so he used to work at this, or he worked at this hotel. He just got fired on Friday. This woman tells him, Amy. She's so nice at first. She's like, oh, I know. Yeah, I know about you, Andrea, and whatever. This Andrea thinks that any woman that her boyfriend came in contact with, okay, that he is screwing these women. This is the woman that she thinks that he's cheating on her with. This woman is like laughing at her. She's like, I don't know him like that, okay? Then they go to this diner, and she starts quizzing this gal, and she's like, oh yeah, he's like an inmate. He lives at the halfway house of the street. And she's like, did he ever give you his number? Did you sleep with him? She's like asking the server this. It's so embarrassing. But I live for this woman so much, okay? Can we just talk about, where is this woman today? I want to know where she is, okay? I'm making a whole video about this on my Peter Watches TV channel. But this is, listen to this.
He's here. Well, you know where he's at.
I know that you fixing to leave here. You can walk out, you can go to the jail, or you can go to the hospital, but you can get up out my face right now.
And that he's here.
I live for this woman so much. Okay, now this is the next part when she gets more in her face, okay? This is the best. Hold on. She says in here, clock this. She goes, I don't know if it's your boyfriend, if it's your cousin, but he's a loser, is what she says. And then at the end, she says, you need to get your alcohol breath out of my face. And she goes, I don't even drink. And she goes, you'd be drinking out of a straw if you don't get out of my face. This woman, I want her as my bodyguard, baby. I want her as my best friend. I live for this all day long. Okay.
I'll take your ass out of here. I don't know if it's your boyfriend, your cousin, or what. He's a loser. You need to get on up out my face. You need to stay up. Put your hands on me.
Come on.
You need to take your drunk ass on somewhere. You be drinking out of straw, you don't get up out my face.
Yeah.
Go.
Do it. What you gonna do about it?
This is your girl.
What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? Let's go. Come on.
In case you ride, girl, you better go home.
Try me.
That right there is called shade, okay? Because she has so been out of shape about this man. That is like the definition of shade. You want to talk about how you can shade somebody in the moment and get them? Okay, that is so shade. This is why you don't have to teach it. You just got it or you don't. She shades that man so bad because here this man is driving around with this woman and he wants to marry her. She don't know that, right? And she side-eyes that man. She looks at him. She goes, better get your girl. And she looks at her back and she goes, you're going to miss your ride. You better catch your ride, baby. I am not bothered with you. You better catch your ride. I live. So anyway, I was watching it last night, but I was kind of like, I got to like the second episode. I was like, I can't do this anymore. What am I going to watch? Okay, so I started watching, I listened to my audiobook, obviously, and read a little bit last night, but I started watching that Virgin show on TLC. I've been saying for weeks now that I was going to cover that on my review channel. I think I've changed my mind about that. That show's weird, okay? It's 4 virgins, and I don't know. They're real nice. I just think of like all the things you can make TV shows about in this world. Why we're picking, so it's 4 virgins, but it's not about like why they decided to be virgins, I mean, it is kind of, but it's that they've all decided that they're going to lose their virginity. That they're like, at this point, this one girl's like, she's like, I'm just getting to a point where, I don't think that I'm ever going to lose my virginity. This one gal is like, she's like, I've never been kissed. This one guy on there, I think he's the one guy on there, he's never been kissed. He's never been like on a date. He's never done nothing. So then they show the trailer for the season, and it's like they have him do these Kama Sutra exercises and get in hot tubs with people. It's Cringeville, and it's not like Cringeville on a level that like I'm down to watch it. Like, listen, okay, I've known people in my life that are 40 to 50 years old that are virgins. They didn't meet the right person, or religiously they chose to not have sex till they got married. I respect that. I respect anybody's decision to do that, okay? Or have as much sex or as little sex as long as you ain't hurting nobody, okay? You do what you need to do for you. But I don't know that I need to watch a show about it. Like, for me, I don't think it's even weird, honestly. I just think it is, you know? I don't know. And then you're making a TV show about all these people that are trying so hard to lose their virginity. Like, and you're gonna, how long is this season gonna last? Is anybody watching it out there? I got 10 minutes in and I was like, oh, I am so bored of this show. So then I went in and I watched The Waterfront. And the last episode is longer than the rest, I think. No, maybe it's not. I had like 40 minutes left. I thought I was further into the final episode because I had to find out what happened in the cliffhanger. So I watched that. And it ended good. So they're thinking it's going to get renewed for a season 2. Who knows? But I really liked The Waterfront. I put on my reaction channel or my Instagram because I don't know if I'm going to do a reaction video to it, but people don't seem to love when I do reactions to just like the regular shows. True crime and reality TV they love, but just like a show like on Netflix. I mean, I've done them, because I like to talk about that stuff. You guys know that, so I might do that. But anyway. So I put up there, I said, it was good, not great. And that's how I feel about it. Like, Alex is going to watch it. I talked to him about it. He goes, do you think I'll like it? I said, I think you'll like it a lot better than I did. Because it's more of that kind of, like, Yellowstone. It's not just about, it's about this family that has, like, owned a fishery for, like, generations. And they're risking losing all of it. And it's it's the guy that played the jock's father in Euphoria that you find out is gay. That dad. That has that amazing scene. I'm pretty positive it's him. Where he dances in the bar, he gets real wasted drunk, and he remembers like his first love, and he dances to Sinead O'Connor's Drink Before the War. I think it's him. I should look it up and see. I'm almost positive that's him, the guy that plays the dad. And he plays the father, and then his wife is played by Maria Bello, she's fantastic in this. I mean, absolutely fantastic. But they basically, like, I mean, it's like this huge rich family, and I think it's South or North Carolina. North Carolina, I think. South Carolina, I don't know, South Carolina. But they're losing all their money, so they have to, like, go back to what, like, his father did, which is drug smuggling, which he said he would never do. Well, it's just, like, one thing after another. There's family secrets, and that's just the basis of it. I'm not ruining it for you by telling you that. I mean, there's so much that comes out. The daughter's got all these problems. There's DEA officers. That comes out, like, in the first couple minutes. I mean, there's hidden secrets in the family. I would definitely watch more seasons of it. I liked it more towards the end. The build-up was so slow. Like, I gotta get a show that catches me right away. I want to see what this guy's name is. I did look him up. I think he's like 10. She's actually a lot older. I thought she was like my age. She's like in her late 50s, and I think he's like 10 years older than me. What was it called? The Waterfront Cast. So the main character that plays Kane is Jake Weary. That guy is really good looking. I've never seen him in any before. And then Maria Bello plays the mom. Holt McCallany plays Harlan Buckley. Oh, I kept on wondering who was playing that guy, and it was, how did I know this one guy? Rafael Silva. How do I know him? Oh, he is gay. He plays a gay character in that. What did I know him from? I've seen him in something else. What did I watch? He's only been in 5 things. No, I've seen him in something else. Lone Star. He was in something else. Anyway, what was that? Oh, I guess he was in, I haven't watched Lone Star. Okay. How old is she? Maria Bello. I looked this up. 58. And Holt McCallany, he is 61. So he's about 8 years older than me. He was in Mindhunter. That's how I know him. He played that, what do you call it, guys? Bill Tench. He played the partner. But was he in Euphoria? Maybe he wasn't. The Lincoln Lawyer. He was in Lincoln Lawyer? Fight Club. I guess he wasn't in Euphoria. Who played the dad in Euphoria that I'm getting him confused with? Dad in Euphoria. He played Cal Jacobs, the father of Nate Jacobs. He's portrayed by actor Eric Dane. Do they look anything alike? I don't think they even do. You know, I was thinking of him from Mindhunter. I don't know why I thought he was in that show. Eric Dane. Let's see how old he is. Oh, yep, that's him, 52. Oh, he and I are the exact same age. I'm actually 6 months older than him because his birthday is November 2nd, or November 9th of 1972. Oh my God, he's married to Rebecca Gayheart? Are you kidding? Do y'all remember her? She was in those, what was those ads that she was famous for back in the day? She was in a bunch of like teen movies too. Like, wasn't she an urban legend? What was it? She was a spokesperson. Career. Noxema. She was the Noxema girl. Was she in Urban Legend? Oh my God, slasher film Urban Legend. He's married to Rebecca Gayheart. Oh, she was in Jawbreaker. I forgot all about that. That is crazy. Anyway, I don't know much about him. He looks younger in this picture than he does on Euphoria, if you've seen him. Was he even, am I even reading the right person? He married her, they've been married for 21 years. They have 2 daughters. Oh, she filed for divorce after 14 years. They were separated for 7 years. What is this? And he was in a video with his wife and something nude and using drugs. What? Is he not married? Are they not married anymore? Is he even in Euphoria? Am I even talking about the right person? I don't think I'm talking about the right person at all. Hold on a second. Eric Dane in Euphoria. Yeah, this is him. Let me look at the images of him. Is it? Ranking the best Euphoria characters. Who is so slowly driving down here? Looking at my house. What are you doing? Literally just stopped right in front of my house. You better move on. You better go catch a ride before you're sipping out of a straw. Okay, let's see on here his character, Cal Jacobs. Yeah, he did, wait. In 2023, he described his experience on being in a show like Euphoria where he had to regularly wear a prosthetic penis. He stated those scenes are very difficult to shoot. What? I don't remember that. That show is so good. But anyway, so I cannot even... Oh, I forgot the show that I watched last night. So I was like, I gotta watch something. And I was gonna watch one of these documentaries that I had started the night before, but they were all so depressing and sad. So I was looking on Netflix. Oh, when I finished The Waterfront, I was looking on Netflix. And on Netflix was, they're doing a series called Trainwreck, which is like the Astro World. I started watching it the other night and then I didn't finish. But the second one's called Poop Cruise. And it's about this Carnival cruise, I think in 2004 or 2003, that like got stuck at sea. I'm going to do a whole reaction tomorrow. So go check out my Peter Watches TV channel tomorrow. Do a whole reaction over it. But anyway, it's called Poop Cruise. It's 55 minutes long. It's really, really good. So watch that. And then when I got done with that, I was like, okay, Caroline's picking me up at like 12:15. So I want to get up at like 11. Or I was going to get up and do a bunch. I didn't. I was like, forget it. I'm just going to sleep in. So I was like, I don't want to go to bed too late because I want to get some sleep so I can like, and Caroline and I were not supposed to be together that long today. That was the other thing because she had like a meeting this afternoon. So we were supposed to do like a shorter period of time together today. So anyway, so I was like, I want to watch like some kind of scary movie or something like that. But at that point it was like 4 o'clock and I was like, I kind of wanted to go to bed before 5 tonight. So I started watching this movie last night. So somebody recommended it to me and they said it was a Fear Street movie, or maybe they said there's Fear Street movies on Amazon Prime and this movie called Totally Killer. So I started watching this movie last night. The girl that's in it, I think she was like in Sabrina Teenage Witch or something like that. Totally Killer movie. Okay, it's on Prime. Who is the actress in it? Well, so here it is. It came out in 2023. I've never heard of this movie before seen it, but somebody recommended it to me. 35 years after the shocking murders of 3 teens, an infamous killer returns on, called the Sweet 16 Killer, returns on Halloween night to claim a 4th victim. When 17-year-old Jamie comes face to face with a masked maniac, she accidentally time travels back to 1987. Forced to navigate the unfamiliar culture, Jamie teams up with her teen mother to take down the psycho once and for all. And it's like horror comedy is what they're considering it. Where is it, the actress? Kiernan Shipka. How do I know her? I've seen her in a bunch of stuff before. What has she been in? Sabrina the Teenage Witch. The Last Showgirl. Oh, yeah. She played like the girl that danced with her. She's so good. I really like her. So she plays the main character. And oh, she's in Flowers in the Attic? Oh, my Lord. But anyway, this girl right here. So it's like 2023, and her mom was like popular in high school, and her three best friends, but she didn't really know what her mom was like in high school. So her 3 best friends were murdered within a day of each other leading up to Halloween in 1987. Then her other friend, so this girl's best friend, her mom was like a failed scientist, and so the girl is doing like this science project of like a time machine. Well, then the killer comes back and starts taking more victims in 2023. So she's like, I gotta go back in time. She doesn't really think it through. She's like, I gotta go back in time to like stop the murders from happening, and then we can change the course of events. It sounds like a cheesy concept, and it is 100% a cheesy concept, and I don't know how this movie works, but it is so good. And so she was like, so this killer is chasing her through this old like carnival, and she like hides out in like the time machine. I don't want to tell you what it is, and then which doesn't work, and then something happens and it works, and so she goes back to 1987. So she's trying to stop these murders, but she's like trying to befriend her mom, who's like the school bitch. It's like, and it's so well done. The music is all from like the 80s. It's like New Kids on the Block. It's like New Order. It's like The Cure. It's like everything we listened to in high school. Like they were playing like Aha at one point. I mean, I would have been a sophomore in high school, so it's very accurate, though, a lot of it. But anyway, so I watched that last night, but I got like halfway through, and I was like, I need to go to bed. I am tired, and I'm going to be so tired today to go with Caroline. So I was like, I've got to get this done. So I woke up today, and I was exhausted when I woke up today. I don't know what it was, but I was exhausted. And so I went to bed at like, I think I fell asleep probably by like 5:15. So I got up, and Caroline like texted me, and she's like, I'm running a little bit late. Is that okay? And I was like, yeah. I said, I just don't want to be gone for a long time because I want to film I want to film some videos this afternoon and whatever. And so she's like, that's fine, blah, 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 whatever. And she's like, my day's kind of like turning around, but I'll let you know when I get here. And I was like, okay. So I was like, at that point, I was kind of like, well, if I don't film a lot of videos, I don't film a lot of videos. It is what it is, right? And so we got out, and we were running around. I mean, I didn't get back too late. It wasn't like, but it wasn't, you know. So anyway, so we were running around, and she was like, do you need anything from Costco? And I was like, no. And she's like, well, I really need to go to Costco. But then she had a meeting after she was going to drop me off. And so she's like, and then she forgot this paperwork at home for this meeting. And so she's like, and I don't want my stuff in the car. Like, she was getting like dog food that they like, it's like Farmer's Fridge or whatever. It's the stuff they sell at Costco in like the freezer. And she had all this stuff, and she didn't have her cooler with her in her car, which is usually where she keeps stuff. So she called Mike, her husband, and she was like, can you meet me at Peter's house so that I can give you the stuff for the freezer, and then you can also bring these papers? And he was like, absolutely. No questions asked. That's called a good husband, okay? So anyway, so she was like, you don't mind going to Costco with me? When's the post office? Oh, so I like picked up everything from the post office today. Gonna do a post office unboxing. It's all birthday stuff, I think, because people have been reaching out to me. So I'll do the post office unboxing. That'll probably be up tomorrow too. So I went to the post office, got that stuff. Then we went to Costco, and then she had some other places she had to run. It ended up being a lot more than I thought it was going to be, but it was really nice to be out of the house. And I hadn't seen Caroline in 2 weeks because she was on her girls' trip last week. So she was telling me stuff about the girls' trip. I was telling her about Poop Cruise. She is going on, so for the 30th anniversary, she and Mike and David and his girlfriend are going, her son David and his girlfriend, are going on an Alaskan cruise. Caroline's wanted to go on an Alaskan cruise for like 10 years. So that's in August. They're going to that. Caroline loves cruises, though. Way back in the day, like my aunt and uncle took them all on cruises, and my aunt was somebody that she never thought she would like cruises, but she really ended up like they went to kind of like the higher end cruises. Like Caroline now, she'll go on any cruise. Like, she'd go on the poop cruise. But Caroline's like, I love a cruise. And people constantly are trying to convince Alex and I that we would love cruises. I just don't think I would like cruises. So anyway, yeah. And that's it. And I really wanted to get my walk in tonight, but it is so muggy outside right now. So, fine, I'll just be sweating bullets. When I get back, I'll take a shower. But yeah. That's been the last 24 hours. I was going to tell you guys some stories about, like, my friends from... I'll be honest with you. Like, I mean, I could tell some funny stories about when I was in high school. But, like, if all my girlfriends from high school were here that we all hung out together, they would say, like, Peter was the shyest. Unless Peter was drinking or using, like, they would say, let's go do this. And I'd be like, no, you guys, come on, let's not do that. I was always that one, right? And then get a couple drinks in me, and I'm like, woo, whoop it up, baby, Vicky Gundelson from... I was like, let's do it, you know? My girlfriends in high school were wild. They were troublemakers. They didn't give a F. I mean, they fought, they drank. Baby, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Those were my girlfriends in high school. And I just wasn't. I was kind of like, I was like the innocent little brother of them all, you know? And so, like I said, until I got some drinks in me or drugs or whatever, and then I was kind of wild. But I think maybe it kind of helped me have some more confidence. I think that's part of like what the drinking and the drugging did, was help me have more confidence. But the crazy thing is, like, at home by myself, I definitely, which they didn't really know that I was, I mean, I think I would tell, I don't think I ever told to the thing is, when you're 14 and 15 years old or 16 years old and you're looking forward to being home with your friends from like just running around on an afternoon because you can't wait for your dad and stepmom to go to bed because you're going to get wasted in your room watching some movie on TV, like, you know that's not normal. Like, that's not something you're bragging to your friends about. Like, oh my God, I'm going to get wasted in my room by myself tonight. Like, you know that's not normal. I knew it wasn't normal. And I do kind of remember a couple times where I would like tell some friends about like, oh, like drinking in my room, and they'd be like, oh, can you get us alcohol? Well, I mean, you want to talk about an alcoholic addict. I mean, I don't want to share my shit. So I was like, I mean, I had stashes. I had a waterbed. I did tell my friends this later. I had a waterbed, and back in the day, do you remember those New York seltzer? They were like sodas. They're called New York seltzers. And I loved the root beer and the cream soda ones. So my dad would always get them for me. Well, I would empty the bottles out and rinse them out, and then I would go down to my dad and my stepmom's liquor cabinet, and I would like, one of them would have vodka, one of them would have rum. They were full at all times, and I kept them in the four corners of the waterbed, because if you pulled the thing off the waterbed, they're underneath the mattress. Nobody could see them. And so I think my dad, at that point, had this like really nosy housekeeper, and I was like, she would come into my room, and she'd be like, it smells like smoke in here and stuff like that. My dad and my stepmom came to me one time, and they were like, I can't remember. I was younger. It was like right after it was like a year after I started smoking in high school, because I think it was my stepmom that came to me, and she said, because she had smoked in high school and stopped like right after high school, and she was like, I mean, she would smoke a cigarette every once in a while, but I mean, she probably hasn't in 20 years. But she was like, I think my stepmom came to me and she said, I'm going to ask you something, I just need you to be honest with me. And I was like, okay. And she was like, are you smoking? And I said, yeah, I do sometimes. And she goes, okay, I'm going to ask that. Like, if you smoke in your room, like if you're absolutely going to smoke in the room, like make sure that you put it underneath water. But we would prefer, if you're going to smoke here, we don't want you to smoke here and we don't condone it. But if you're going to, go outside. And she was like, and just put it in a can and throw the can away, but make sure it's out. And I like assured her that I would do that. And then I do remember, like late high school, in college, I smoked around them all the time. I mean, we would go on vacations. Like whenever we went on vacations, I would smoke around them. That was like in high school. So I don't know. It must have started pretty early. I don't really remember. If I asked my dad, my stepmom would remember. I don't remember that I don't know if my dad would remember. But I remember us going to St. Martin for some trip, and I got these cigarettes called, my dad still brings this up to this day. I'm probably horribly mispronouncing them, but they were like Gitans. I think they're called Gitans. And the pack was very cool, and it was like this blue pack, and it just said Gitans across the, like, in like diagonally. And I remember like, I bought a carton in St. Martin, or my dad bought, I don't know how, I think I bought a carton. I didn't think you had to be of age or anything to buy them. And I remember I brought back like half the carton to the United States, and they were just in my room forever. And so like whenever I would want a cigarette at my dad's house, I would bring out one of those Gitans. I didn't smoke. Like in high school, I probably smoked it's interesting because I always think of myself as like back in the day I was a really heavy smoker. I didn't get to be a really heavy smoker probably until I got sober. I mean, honestly. I mean, before I did. But that didn't really happen until after high school. Like, in high school, I mean, this will probably sound heavy to some people, but I probably smoked 4 to 5 cigarettes a day in high school. Back then, I probably smoked, like, 1 cigarette, maybe, not even a day. Like, if I was at my dad's house. Then my mom, I would smoke my mom's cigarettes, or my aunt and uncles. They smoked Carltons. I was just telling Caroline about that not too long ago. I was like, do you remember your parents smoked those Carltons? And I said, yeah. She was like, how do you remember that? I said, because I used to steal them. They were in that red pack. She goes, I probably got in trouble for that. But then, late high school, I started smoking more. When I was out of high school, I was living in my own apartment. I was definitely smoking a pack and a half a day, easily. Especially going out to the clubs. But I would smoke a lot of cigarettes and then not, like, finish them. And then when I got sober, I was easily a pack and a half, 2 pack a day smoker. And then, and my ex and I, we both smoked. And then when I got with Alex, like, people ask me all the time, like, on videos, every time I do a Q&A, somebody be like, how did you quit smoking? I've made it very, very clear, I've never quit smoking. I still smoke a cigarette. I still vape from time, not marijuana vapes, nicotine vapes. And enjoy a good cigarette from time to time. I've been very honest about that in the last couple years. So I don't know how you quit smoking. But I've greatly cut down my smoking. I will say that. To not even being a daily smoker anymore. But I will say, a huge part of it's been Alex. Alex just doesn't like it at all. Like Alex vapes from time. I mean, he has like, a vape and stuff like that. And all of his friends vape and whatever. Which I don't think is really any healthier for you. I do feel better since I, like, really greatly cut down on, and I mean greatly, I mean, I'm talking about, like, I don't know, 15, 20 years, I probably smoked 2 packs a day, to then down to, like, a pack a day, to then, like, a half a pack a day, to then maybe, like, 4 or 5 cigarettes a day, to now, like, if I'm with somebody that smokes, I'll have a cigarette, or if I'm worried or stressed out, I mean, I always have a pack, so I always, like, it's so weird. I keep it in the same drawer that my mom kept her cigarettes in. My mom always kept a pack in a drawer, and she would write down on the pack, like, when she bought it and, like, how long she could keep it. And I keep the pack. It's where, like, the candle stuff is, like the candle wick trimmer and whatever. That's where I keep the pack of cigarettes. That's so weird that I probably did it unconsciously. I don't even know why I just thought of that then. But, I mean, I don't write the date of when I bought it on there. But that's where I keep it. So, it's so strange. But anyway. But in high school, yeah. Interestingly enough, like, my dad always, like, with the drinking versus the smoking, my dad hates cigarette smoke and all that kind of stuff. And when I was younger and I was going to tanning bed and stuff like that, he'd be like, why don't you just smoke while you're on the tanning bed? That way you can make sure you get cancer. I mean, he was, like, really hardcore about it. He hates it. He hates smoking. He hated it, like, when he was married to my mom. He'd say, I could not stand the smell of the smoke. I have been somebody that, like, I cannot stand the smell of smoke on me, on other people, on breath. I just don't like the smell of smoke at all. And if I do smoke a cigarette for somebody, then I'm, like, super, like, weird about, like, do I smell like it? Do I smell like it? And so, like, I just don't like smelling like smoke at all. But my dad always hated, like, well, I don't think that he really knew until later how bad the drinking really was. I think he had an idea, but I think he kind of thought it was like a teen phase kind of thing at first. I mean, back then in the 80s, it wasn't like, I mean, 12-step programs and recovery existed, but like now you watch every other show and they're talking about alcoholics and addicts and people in treatment and recovery and MAT programs and Suboxone and abuse and therapy. We didn't talk about that in the 80s. It wasn't like they were having conversations. I was having to go to treatment programs and getting in trouble and things like that, but that wasn't like the conversation. But I remember my dad really, really, really did not like, I mean, he really had huge issues with the smoking cigarettes. Like, he hated it. He hated it. Still hates it to this day. And so, which is probably a good thing. I don't think my dad will smoke cigars, and he doesn't inhale, and he puffs out and all that kind of stuff. There was one time when I asked my dad something about inhaling, he's like, I do sometimes, but, he likes a good cigar while he's walking the dogs. He always has, or the dog, now that they have, but before that, the dogs. But cigarette smoke, my dad just cannot stand. He's like, I can't, and he's not like he's allergic to it or whatever, he'll just be like, it's gross. He was like, I don't know. And none of his brothers or sisters smoked. Like, my mom's mom smoked. My mom's dad died of lung cancer at 39 years old. Supposedly smoked 5 packs of Reds a day. My grandma, my mom's mom, I mean, she smoked Salem Ultralights or Salem Lights, and she smoked probably 3 to 4 packs a day. I mean, she smoked all the time. I can't remember my grandma not having a cigarette in her hand. My mom smoked until I would say like the last 10 years, and she really greatly cut down. She might have a cigarette a night for like the last 5 or 6 years. My Aunt Kathy, towards the end, my Uncle Dave quit like after his first heart attack, and they were never heavy smokers anyway, social smokers, and he just quit, like never had another cigarette again. My Aunt Kathy would have a cigarette if she was like her funeral cigarette, like if she went to somebody's funeral or something like that. Like I've told that story before. Every once in a while, like, I can't remember when the last time it was. Well, I mean, God, it's so weird when I said that. It's like I was thinking back. The camera stopped. I was like sharing that story like my aunt was still alive, like I was thinking in the past. Like for holidays and stuff, I was like, when would this have been? I mean, probably like 10 years ago. She'd be leaving, and I mean, it was long before her lung issues and stuff like that. So my aunt had lung disease, but the doctor said it was never related to her smoking. But it was long before she got diagnosed with that, because she'd be like leaving on Christmas, and she would say, like, if we were all like leaving at the same time. It was when I was with Alex, I can remember that. But she'd say, can you give your Aunt Kathy a cigarette, please? My Uncle Dave would be like, Kathy, you don't need to. She'd be like, I just want one cigarette on Christmas Eve that I can sit outside and I can just watch the snowfall, and I would give her a cigarette. But that would have been like before, that would have been when I still carried cigarettes regularly. So I don't even know when that would have been. But anyway. But my girlfriends in high school, they were wild down, baby, wild. And it's so funny to like see, like, to know what they do today. Like my one friend, my friends that got caught in that moped, they were the wildest out of the entire group. Entire group. My one friend today is like, she was very religious. I would say she's very spiritual now, and works in a helping field, a medical field, and has kids, and is very involved in a lot of like charitable situations. My other friend, her friend, had twins, and is very much like, they were all involved in sports and like all the pictures and going to college, and was very much like that mom that was involved in everything school-wise and stuff. And it's kind of funny, like in retrospect, her and her husband are really cool, and it's kind of she's not still with the guy that she married like out of high school, but anyway, it's kind of funny, like she really kind of like turned around a little bit. She's still super fun though. They're both super fun and super nice, and very involved with their families and stuff. Isn't that funny that like who you were when you were younger to other people, like in your head still, like you kind of think of them that way. You know what I mean? Anyway. So I started watching that tonight, or last night, so I'm going to finish that tonight. I'm like halfway through. It's called Totally Killer. If you have Prime, it's free on Prime, and it is. So I think the person that recommended it to me said there's like a Fear Street or 2 movies on Amazon that are not like Netflix related, like the Fear Street ones, and then there's Totally Killer. So I think that's why I had them both saved on my wish list, but it's good. It's called Totally Killer. It's cheesy, it's corny, but it's a teen horror movie. I actually think it's kind of a little scary, actually. They wear these masks in there. I wanted to look up and see who the mask was, because I don't know who the guy is. It's a mask of some guy, but anyway. Looks kind of like Max Headroom, it's a little bit. But anyway, I don't know who the mask is of, but it's good. I like it. So I'm going to finish that tonight. I'm going to take a walk, listen to my audiobook, and just relaxation station. And Alex is upstairs looking through TikToks and all that. So I'm going to get off here now so I can get this rendered and get it up. And yeah, look, it's 6:51. So I'm getting this done a little bit earlier. I'll get to my walk a little bit earlier. Let's see what the temperature is. Oh, it is cooler, 77. It says showers in the vicinity. 77, showers in the vicinity. Is it supposed to rain again in the next couple hours? Nope, doesn't look like it. People said we're supposed to have severe weather. Tomorrow, 94. Sunshine and clouds mixed. I think tomorrow will probably definitely be a pool day. I think tomorrow will definitely be a pool day. What do you think? Anyway, definite pool day. I mean, it's gonna be 94. Sunshine and clouds mixed. It's gonna rain all weekend. The Weather Channel always has these like game apps. I used to get heat advisory now until 8 p.m. Friday. Heat advisory. Severe weather alerts. Heat advisory. I used to get sponsorship requests from people as always these games. And I knew people back in the day. I'd see them and I thought they must have got paid because they'd have like, you know, if I had 100,000 subscribers on my drama channel, they had like 2 million subscribers. And they would offer good money for these sponsorships, which they call collaborations, for like these video games, like games on your phone. And I never knew what these games were. And I would always just like be like, no, thank you for thinking of me or whatever. But they were like, those games pay good money, sponsorships. And then I would see somebody do it and they'd be like, oh, this is my favorite game. I play it every night. I'm like, your favorite game since they offered you a collaboration, because I've never heard of this game before. And if they were willing to pay me, like, I don't know how much, they were probably paying them like $200,000. I was like, this is crazy. I should have played them games and taken those sponsorships. I should have, though, you know? Anyway, all right, I'm going to get off here now. I hope you guys are having a magically... what is today? Oh, Cousin Fun Day, Wednesday. I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Wednesday. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys. You know I do. I love you. It's almost my birthday weekend. It's almost my birthday weekend. Can you believe it? 53, baby. 53. 2 years away from double nickels, like my dad used to say. Anyway, I love you guys. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena.